What's going on, everybody? It's Instructor Trucker, aka your favorite trucker, and this video clip, just what the title says, day driving versus night driving, pros and cons. As always, every video that I do, I tell you my point of view, what I think and I believe. They ain't always right, but they're not wrong. So, what's the pros to driving in the daytime? Well, simple. The sunlight, the sun shining, it's in your eyes, it's helping, keeping you awake. You can see, miles down the road, you can see what's going on. And that's pretty much it. If you're a local guy or if you've got multiple stops driving in the daytime, you get to stops, you get to be at the receivers while they're open, and you don't have to sit overnight when you could have been down the road somewhere or, even home. Those things, those times add up. There's no way around it. They just add up. They make a difference. Minutes make a difference. Thing about night driving. I like night driving. I like driving at night. I would rather drive at night more than I would during the day, for the simple fact of the matter, where I'm driving now, and it's not just because it's where I'm driving now. Even when I was running with a company that was a lot bigger than where I'm at now, I still would rather run at night. And here's the reasons why. Your maintenance cost goes down running at night in certain areas. Of course, the number two expenses when driving a truck, when you're owning a truck, is fuel and tires. That's not your only expenses, but that's your first two expenses right there. When you're running at nighttime, the asphalt's not heated up, so your tires are not being heated up as much. They're not wearing down as quick. It saves on your tires. And I'm sure it probably saves on fuel to a certain degree. I mean, you're not going to get an extra 100 miles running at night on a full tank of diesel as you would during the day. You're not going to, it's not that significant. But over time, it'll add up. Your truck runs a lot cooler at nighttime. It's not having to work in the heat as much. These trucks are just like us. When we're in the summer heat and we're working, well, we can only work so long. We start sweating. We're out of breath. We're hot. We start getting dehydrated and overworked and the sun. Well, it's just like these motors. These motors get hot, they have to, they're working harder. They're having to work more. And so it makes everything go quicker. Anyway, like I said, driving at nighttime, and you ain't got near as much traffic driving at nighttime as you do during the day. It's real smooth. You can pretty much, when you're driving all night and it's time for you to sleep, if you're on an E-log and you want to be in a truck stop, or even on a paper log, you want to be in a truck stop, time morning comes, all of the solar panel drivers are going to be out of the way. You ain't got to fight for parking. You ain't got to worry about it like you do being a daytime driver. Nightfall starts hitting. If you're not in a lot of these truck stops by 6, 7 o'clock, you ain't gonna find much. Unless you're at a real big one. Like Weatherford at the Petro. You can always find parking at the Petro there. Always, and it's free. They've got some reserved parking, but most of it's free. There's just different, variations. If you're an over-the-road driver, I would try to drive more at nighttime, especially if you're an owner-operator, because you're not working your truck as much. You're not wearing it as much. But there's a lot of variations, and there's a lot of stipulations that go into whether you run at night or day. Because if you're hauling oversized, depending on which state you're running in, you can't run night. Strictly no nights. As long as you're under that load, you got to run during the days. It's 30 minutes before sunrise till 30 minutes after sunset. I know the state of Texas is like that, and the state of Missouri. I'm pretty sure all the states are like that. There's some states that you can drive at night as long as you got a night permit. State of Arkansas, for example, as long as you've got a night permit, you can run at night. And I'm sure there's other states like that. I haven't ran through them with an oversized, so I don't know. I haven't took the time to look it up, because my routes are pretty much like a dedicated run. We do go different states. We go different places, but for me, I haven't had to go anywhere else, so I haven't looked it up. But you can. While you ain't got nothing to do after watching this video, you can look them up if something you want to know. The only downfalls to driving at night is this. One, your visibility range is in half, if not more, depending on how many trucks is running. If you run in a pack, and I talk about running in packs a lot. Tweedy, where I'm at, a lot of drivers will load at the same place at the same time, and they're going to the same place on the same day, and so it's like, hey, let's just run together, and we'll help each other out. And you can get one truck about a mile ahead of you. That would increase your longevity visual range, because what they're seeing, they'll be able to relay it back to you, providing they have a CB and you're talking to them. They'll be up there and, hey, car's on the shoulder, or we've got somebody that's pulled over up here, somebody broke down, or whatever. They'll be able to relay that to you, so they're like your second set of eyes ahead. And if anything's on your side of the interstate coming towards us, towards you, then you're their eyes. Say, hey, we got a meat wagon coming up, or we've got a four-wheeler running flashers in the hammer lane, a motorcycle. And that's another thing. I know it's off subject, but anytime that I'm running, I run with the CB on most of the time, especially when I'm in the cities. And anytime I see a motorcycle on the road, I call it. I jump on this CB and I call it. Motorcycle. I tell them where it's at, which direction, mile marker, to let, if anybody else has got that CB on and they're monitoring it, they'll know that there's a motorcycle on the road, because I take extra precaution when it comes to motorcycle drivers. I have nothing against them. I want them to be safe. I want them to make it home. The last thing they need is their family to get a call saying, yeah, he blew a tire on his bike and he probably could have lived, but a semi-truck didn't see him and ran him over. Something like that. I'm just making it up. I always call motorcycles. I always call them. But anyway, like I said, and you'll find your own pros and cons to driving at day and driving at night. There's a lot of drivers that prefer driving daytime. They sleep at night. A lot of it's got to do with medication. You know, there's certain drivers, they have to work during the day. They've got certain medicines that they have to take to make them sleep, and it has to be taken at nighttime. It's just part of how their schedule is. Anyway, my personal opinion on the matter is I prefer not driving over days. The only other thing with not driving is you're more vulnerable to being easily fatigued than you would be during the day, because the nightfall, it's natural to, oh, it's bedtime. That's the only downfall. But they had this really cool invention. It's called coffee and hot chocolate. You should probably get it if you're going to drive at night to help stay awake. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. I do got some ideas. I've got some more videos that I'm working on getting done. I'm going to start looking to do some interviews with some people, get them to share their knowledge and some of their tips and what they expected truck driving was going to be like before they started, and then what it was really like after they started, and just get different people to, you know, share their wisdom and their knowledge in the industry, because that's basically what this channel is for, is for truck drivers to come and learn. All I'm doing is I'm sharing my personal opinions. I'm not telling you everything that I do is the right way, and I'm not saying it's the wrong way. I'm just saying I'm not going to do anything. Well, I take that back. I'm not going to do a lot of things that may get me in trouble, but it is what it is. I try to run a legal operation, and I don't try, I do run a legal operation. There's nothing illegal that you're going to find on me when it comes to driving trucks and stuff like that. It is what it is. But on a serious note, I do things the way I feel comfortable doing them, just like every other driver out here. They do things the way that they're comfortable doing. I guess there is a right and wrong reason, especially when it's in someone else's eyes, but you know, we're the ones that have to live with the mistakes, and we're the ones that, you know, have to drive these trucks, and we're the responsible ones for them, not other drivers. So anyway, that's what I got coming up. I don't know when, you know, and I'm still working on getting this GoPro deal. It's I've had some unfortunate events happen to me this week. Mainly my checking account got hacked. They got me for about $400. That threw me real short on money. So we're working on stuff. It's going to get better. It's getting better. And then we've got I've got the truck review. I've still got the truck review coming up on the 2000 379 model Pete that I'm in. I did my last one. It was the 579 model. If you haven't already watched it, go take a view of it. Go take a tour of Christy from PTI. She was a really good truck. I really loved her, and we're going to get old Night Rider on here. I keep turning the slide off and on because all these trucks it's running out is blocking my light over here, so that's why I'm just going to leave it on. There's a couple trucks leaving, and we're getting ready to leave. I'm in Palestine, Arkansas. I picked a load of a mobile cafeteria out of El Dorado, Arkansas, and it's going to Memphis. Memphis is kind of a hot zone right now, so I'm pretty sure I'm not trying to get all the way into Memphis and have to spend the night. But they unload, they'll be there at 7, and I'll probably be there at 6:30, 6:45. And we're gonna get this off the trailer. We're gonna shoot on up to Blytheville. We're looking at picking a load up that's going out to Amber, Oklahoma, a load of pipe. We've wore the Midland runs out, have passed 2 or 3 weeks. So I hope you guys watched the last video I did, the last of the Cowboys. It was video clips and some pictures from that week. That video was posted introducing Big Orange. Big Orange is a fairly new Peterbilt, from what I'm told here at Tweedy's. Night Rider is somewhat of a new truck, but I personally feel like, and I told the driver in Big Orange, I said if Tweedy's had 2 trucks to send to a show, it'd be ours. And we're not top of the line, best of shape. You know, we've got some few nicks and bruises, but we would be the closest ones because we've got probably the 2 best looking trucks in the fleet. And if any other Tweedy driver sees this video, which I hope you do, no offense. There's just no offense to it. You're entitled to your own opinion, just like I'm entitled to mine, but we've got the 2 best looking trucks, I call it, that's in the fleet. And I'm really proud of this truck. We got some ideas coming. We've got some work coming to it. But anyway, y'all go check it out. Last of the Cowboys by Tony Justice, and also check out Somewhere Down in Texas by George Strait. If you haven't already, look for it on my channel. That's where you're going to find the music with the video clips from Out on the Road. By yours truly, Bo Cephas, the Instructor Trucker, aka your favorite trucker. And until next time, y'all keep the rubber down, keep the stacks up, and we're going to see y'all down the road.